podcast. A lot of you have accused me that, hey, you just are taking side. Of course, I'm not taking side.
The great kingdom of Annam president, being an understudy to a president who have done a first tenure, so that I can learn. Because if you want to be a good president or you want to be a good boss, you have to learn from the best. Past 2 years has been a very big learning experience for me, and by the special grace of God, I think I've learned enough to be the president this time around.
All right, well, you're trying to say that you graduated from being...
Yeah, of course, I've just been settled.
Oh.
I believe Ainsca is too underrated. The purpose at which the previous governments use Ainsca is different from what it should be. Being a graduate myself, I have learned to look at things in a different way than the rest. When you give some suggestions, some people will play it down. Even some people will rub it on your face as if this guy, you do over sabi. You understand? Because to them, you are over sabi person. And
my sister, there is this guy responds to almost everybody in your platform to defend you. His name is he's from Idemiri. His name is he's from Idemiri. That is former secretary of Idemiri. You understand me? Former secretary, because I know him to be the former secretary of Idemiri people, ambassador. Okay. He defends almost everybody. Is it that he's a virus to the people that is supporting you? Because I want to know that. Because I noticed that no single statement in any platform. I have a platform, people. I watch people. I listen to people. I have more than 200 requests on my platform, which I don't want to accept all of them. The reason best known to me. I don't like that fight on the social media. So I want to know, is it a virus you deposit on those of your your supporters that they are ready to die for you? Is there anything they know different that we don't know that is making them to do all those things?
All right. As I was saying, I've never asked people to campaign for me, but the overwhelming support we got during this campaign has been a natural love from people who knows my antecedent, people who have seen what I have done, people who started defending my person when I was attacked. You know,
Bust the code on the BGX podcast. We bring the street and the lifestyle on TV.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is BGX Podcast, and we're here live and direct at the studio. And guess what? I have a special guest. But before I talk about the special guest, don't forget that this is BGS and this is all about Bust the Code. And that is our slogan. So if you're coming to the studio, of course, you know that you'll be giving us the best and telling us actually the truth. So if you come here to say anything more than this, it will be at your own risk, because we all know that we are just here to interact and have a conversation and then give it to the audience to entertain them. BGS is all about entertainment and all. And today I have a special guest who I know that you guys are longer waiting for him to make a statement in this podcast. A lot of you have accused me that, hey, you just are taking side. Of course, I'm not taking side. I am here as your press and just want to do it the way it's supposed to be. So all the contestants will not be at the studio at once. But if there is need for that, there is no problem. We'll bring them and have a good interaction, because we all are brothers irrespective of whatever position we are seeking for. All right, I'm going to be introducing you the guests in the building today, and it's no other person but the person that you guys are anticipating to see. And he's my brother, he's my friend, and also a person that I believe that the audience, Nigerian community here in New Delhi need to hear him say something, just like every other contestant that have been in the studio today. So please, may I welcome my brother in the midst. I would have said play the clap for you, but there is no audience here. You're one-on-one with me.
Of course, I know they are clapping at home.
Okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
It's been a long journey. Anyways, I can see that you are always busy with everything. How is the campaign going?
Well, everything is going well by the special grace of God, better than I expected.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, I know, of course, I know your name, I know who you are, but then my audience don't know your name. So I would appreciate you tell us your name, do normal introduction, formal introduction, so that we can commence.
All right. My name is Mr. Larry Chibata, the immediate past Vice President of Ainsca.
Okay.
I'm from Anambra State. Precisely Anambra West local government area. From Annam to be precise.
Annam.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm from the great kingdom of Annam. And I'm here today to talk to our audience, the fans and the viewers of BGS.
Yeah, BGX
And I
Podcast.
thank you for having me today.
All right, you're welcome. That is a very wonderful one, having you in the studio, at least long anticipating, and then you're here today. All right, we're going to be talking about your view and what you believe that ASCA stands for, and the reason why you wish to, after being the vice, you decided to go for the president of ASCA. So tell us, what is ASCA stands for first?
All right. ASCA, first of all, the name ASCA is an abbreviation of All Indian Nigerian Community and Student Association.
Okay.
All right. ASCA stands for a body that controls all Nigerians living in New Delhi and even beyond. This is a diaspora organization that protects and cater for all Nigerians. It's like a welfare association that oversees all Nigerians living in New Delhi.
Oh, that's very brilliant. Thank you so much. I want to be talking about your position. Are you vying for the president of ASCA after you have actually worked after 2 years as a vice president? I want to know the reason why you decided that, okay, you're going to want to go for the president. Is there anything that you feel like that didn't go well in the previous, when you were the vice, that you needed to correct as a president if you become the president?
Okay. First of all, last 2 years when I came out for the post of the vice president, my people actually wanted me to go for post of the president.
Okay.
But having not really been a part of ASCA that much, I decided to, first of all, go into apprenticeship.
Oh, that's good.
Which is going into being the vice president, being an understudy to a president who have done a first tenure so that I can learn. Because if you want to be a good president or you want to be a good boss, you have to learn from the best. And I think the past 2 years has taught me a lot. And just as I thought, ASCA is not as easy as people make it look. It consumes your time, it consumes your resources, and so many things. In fact, past 2 years has been a very big learning experience for me. And by the special grace of God, I think I've learned enough to be the president this time around.
All right. Well, you're trying to say that you graduated from being...
Yeah, of course. I've just been settled.
that is a very wonderful one. Yeah. Anyways, like we all know that ASCA is a very big organization. As long as Delhi and in fact India is concerned, all Nigerians living in India, they are under ASCA. But before I go into details about that, I would like you to tell us something that has to do with your manifesto. What do you feel like that people need to know to believe in your candidature and as well vote for you to be the president of ASCA?
All right. My record speaks for itself. I believe in the past 2 years, a lot of people have grown to trust me because being the vice president, my presence was always there. And I did my possible best to help Nigerians as much as I can. And this time around, coming out for the presidency, being someone who has been on the background, watching the past administration do our things, and also being very, very active in the system, I think we have a lot of plan. Government is continual. Now we are going to enter a new dispensation, and we are bringing a lot of plans in order to make the new dispensation what it should be.
Okay.
First, I believe ASCA is too underrated. The purpose at which the previous governments use ASCA is different from what it should be. Being a graduate myself, I have learned to look at things in a different way than the rest. Now, looking at ASCA, we have limited ASCA to a group of individuals,
okay,
to a group, to a zone, and to a street issue. But ASCA is bigger than this. This time around, we want to expand ASCA to be at the level at which other diaspora communities are in. I have watched the Nigerian community in Canada do their thing. The other time I watched the Nigerian community in Ireland do their thing there. But here in Delhi, it has been different matter. It has been from one African kitchen thing to another, settling matters and this. But this time around, it's time we move ASCA beyond the scope of what they have made ASCA to be. How do we do that? The last time we received the President of Nigeria in the person of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, we had a meeting with the person of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission in the person of Ms. Abike Dabri. And we discussed a lot extensively, and she promised to accept us into the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. We have to register with them. We have started the process already, and this is the first step we have to take. And looking back at what we met on ground, the Constitution we met on ground, we first of all arranged the Constitution first, bringing in a new Constitution that represent what we are about doing is the first step we have to take. And getting that Constitution right has helped us a lot. You were once the chairman of the ELECO, the last time we had an election. And you can see the difference between this election and the past election. Let me start from the candidate.
I wanted to say something there because when you talk about the previous election, I was the ELECO chairman. Of course, I am still rating our 10 or that time as 10 over 10 because of, yes, of course, because of the kind of things we bring into the system. Of course, during that time, there is nothing like doing, the election was actually when you're not at home, you might not know what is going on there. But we'll introduce a different kind of technology that they stream it on the YouTube and Facebook and every other platform where people were able to kind of watch from home. Even after voting, you don't need to stay home, go home. Stay there, go home and watch.
Yes, you in terms of technology and management, you guys did an amazing job.
Yeah.
But what the aspect I'm talking from is the candidates.
Okay.
Then.
Okay.
We saw a lot of issue where people came with some documents that they cannot even defend.
Okay.
And some are also coming with the UN asylum papers and things like that. And even some candidates that are not qualified to even come closer to being an executive of ASCA. But this time around, we have changed the narratives. This time around, I can tell you, all the candidates that I fielded on my own side are all graduates, certified graduates.
Okay.
We even have an advocate, a Nigerian advocate who is practicing in India, here in our team. We have people with PhD, and we have in fact, all of them are certified graduates, including myself. And this is a very good place to start from.
Okay.
When you bring in people who are intellectuals, people who have things doing, people who have things going for themselves, people who are working. We have an associate professor in our team. This is the first time we are having this kind of thing in ASCA. We need this kind of people. In fact, I realized that we have such Nigerians only the day we met the president. And people were introducing themselves. I was like, do we have this kind of men in India? Why are they not part of ASCA?
Okay.
So I embarked on a mission to bring them in. In fact, before I got this number I got now, I approached more than 50. And I keep getting very bad response. They will tell you, no, this ASCA, I don't want to involve myself. ASCA people, they are going to kill me. They are going to do this and that, which I try to convince them that we have to change things if we want things to go well. We cannot just sit behind and complain. And when the bad people goes there, we now complain that they are doing bad. You know, the world is bad today, not because of the violence of the bad people, but because the good ones refuse to speak and refuse to act.
Okay.
So I know what it took me to convince them to join ASCA. And today, I'm very happy to tell you that the new executives of ASCA is going to be a very different one. In fact, from the approach, from the meetings, from everything, you are going to see a very big difference.
All right. I think in summary, what you are trying to say is that, behold, the last administration, which you are the vice president, have performed their own based on the ability of the leaders available.
Yes.
But I want to say something here. During the time we did, because I'm always like to be very defensive in my own career. Yes, of course, that is true. During the time I was the president, the chairman of Eleco, we try as much as possible to see what is in the board and we use it. And one of the things I try as much as possible that have kept me as an enemy in the streets today was the fact that I didn't look at anybody when I want to disqualify the people that is not capable to be in the position based on what that constitution was saying. So when you talk about the current constitution right now, I will always say that I think you guys did an amazing job there.
Yeah,
you understand? And as well as I think that should be an avenue for people who is out there to see that there is a new change that is maybe coming from you guys. Because I'm not going to judge, because the only thing that I know that is constant is change.
Yes.
You understand me? And then talking about your what you have said about your manifesto, I think you're trying to give us a kind of different kind of look from what we used to see ASCA to be, and as well as promoting the legacy that you want to keep behind you before at the end of the day. Okay, that is very important. I really appreciate that. Okay, a lot of people believe that if you become the president of ASCA, it's going to be a thing that has to do with the previous administration coming with their view, and some people, because I have to be very honest to you, I go through the critics in the social media, even though I'm not making it in my own personal platform. I think somebody brought my attention because at a point it was so a lot of banter there. I mute it and I don't want to be going through my WhatsApp group. Then I just discover a lot of questions people are asking. People are making some utterances that has. I'm going to be very fair to you and to tell you that a lot of people believe that you stepping into there as the president of ASCA is a way for you guys to continue the administration of Solomon. Please, can you just enlighten people? What do you think about this particular statement?
Mr. Blackgold, you don't have to be merciful to me.
No, I'm not merciful. I'm trying to be very, listen to me, I'm trying to be very diplomatic. This is me telling you what I felt people are saying.
Well, you can hit me as much as you want.
No, I'm coming to that. I'm going to hit
in
you.
your studio, you can hit me. But when you come to my office also, I can also hit you.
Anyways, I'm still coming to that anyways. So tell us what you think.
Right,
if really, indeed, that is going to be a continuation of Mr. Solomon's administration and the banter will continue. And because a lot of people, I must say, felt that they are losing confidence in that administration, where people are thinking that there is nothing to offer for us again. You guys have tried. Let's see another kind of people come into power. What do you have to say?
You see, one thing I learned about we Nigerians, we are like the Israelites.
Okay.
You remember when Moses was taking the Israelites to the promised land, a lot of people were murmuring without knowing exactly what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
I love Mr. Solomon. He's like a big brother to me, and I respect him so much for what he has done, what he has achieved in his lifetime. And I must tell you, being the president of ASCA is not an easy task. It takes a lot of things. It takes a lot from you. And talking about the past administration, I believe we have achieved a lot, depending on what we saw on the ground when we joined that administration. Remember that before that administration, before that regime, we had two regimes that are interim, who failed to do what they are supposed to do. Okay. I don't know if it is proper for me to even narrate what happened in that regime, but I can tell you that there was 3 protests during those regimes.
Okay.
That almost brought us to our knees. And when we inherited this, it becomes very, very difficult to control. We had a divided street. Our people were busy snitching on each other. A lot of things.
I'm going to come to that.
A lot of things was happening. But we have managed to control this to an extent that today we felt that things has gone back a little bit to normalcy where it used to be. Talking about being controlled by anybody, I didn't mention my resume when I started this podcast.
Okay.
So you can forgive me for that.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Before becoming the ASCA vice president, I had a lot of experience in leadership, and you can go and verify that. I was the first elected chairman, president of One Net Number Social Club of New Delhi.
Okay.
I was the founder and the president of United Social Club of Africa in New Delhi. I was the chairman of Anamu People's Assembly at a point. I was the vice chairman 5 years before that. I was the vice chairman of Anamu Progressive Union before it turned to People's Assembly. I was also the chairman of that same association, and so on. So I have had a lot of experience in leadership, and wherever I have led before, you can go and make your verifications, and you can see that I have done very, very well in all of this. Even as the ASCA vice chairman also, I have done things at my own pace. No one has ever found me wanting. I want people to judge me based on my own antecedents, not based on ASCA. I'm not ASCA. I'm Larry Chibata. This is me. I have been there for 2 years. I think if you want to criticize me based on my own record, not the record of everybody or record of someone else. And to finalize this question you asked me, I have not seen Mr. Solomon as someone who is controlling or who intervenes or who interfere
in people's affairs.
He has been on his own. As a vice president, I have taken decisions that ordinarily as a president, he should have asked me not to, but he never ever interfered. So being a president this time around, I'm going to take responsibility for whatever goes on in my administration. And I promise you guys that nobody can ever interfere in what I do. And those who are saying this know that they cannot do it.
All right. I think that is very clear, and I believe my audience, wherever you're watching, you just pay attention to whatever Larry is saying. I believe he's making a point based on what he believes, and he made the statement. He said, "Go and verify." I'm beginning to wonder if he have anything to do with the relation with P2B of Nigeria.
Of course, P2B is from my state.
Okay. Now I get it.
So we are related.
Okay. You are taking inspiration from him.
Yes, of course.
That's beautiful. Okay, well, so let's talk about what is happening in the streets.
All right.
You see, a lot of people believe that Nigerian high commissions are not doing very much enough. The people from the high commission. But to me, when I was talking to your opponent in the same studio, the other studio, he was actually telling me that Nigerian community and the people from the high commission are trying their possible best. I just want to get that, get the judge again from your own end. If Nigerian high commission staffs are not doing their best to protect their citizens in the streets, do you think you have the ability to fix it? And first, I want you to confirm to me, because being the vice president, you have worked close to the Nigerian High Commission, because most of the things happening in the street, you give them respond and reply. Just tell me, do you believe that they are doing their best? That's number one question. Then number two question is that if they are not, is there any way you can be able to bring these people into the characters that is going on in the streets and find a way to solve it? Then three, lastly, I would like to know, if they are doing their best, is there any way you can convince the community, the Nigerian community in the streets, that see, these guys are trying their best? And then is there any program you're going to be creating to make sure that this thing, people are well sensitized on that regard?
All right. ASCA and the Nigerian High Commission, we are facing the same problem where people judge you from afar.
Okay.
I believe that the Nigerian High Commission, they are doing their possible best. But in the other hand, I believe that they are understaffed and underfunded. The Nigerian government need to do more to bring in more staff and bring in more funds, so that they can cover the all parameters where they need to cover. But in the other hand also, that is where we as CANS come in. We are supporting, we are making sure that where they cannot do, we are handling it. Even before some cases we go there, we have already handled them. So we are doing our best to support them, and they are doing their own best. But they still need more funds and more manpower to be able to cater for all Nigerians living in New Delhi. Of course, you know the number we have here. Only the mission in India cannot handle all the people. They are not just handling the people in Delhi. They are handling people in Bangalore. They are handling people in Shira,
even-
and even beyond
That
the
is
shores of India.
That is so scary to me, because when I was speaking to your opponent, he made mention of 5 countries.
Yes.
I was like, "What are you saying?" I think that's the first time I'm hearing that.
Yes,
You
of
understand
course.
that Nigerian High Commission here in India
Covers
five countries outside India.
Yes.
This is so ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you in the part they have to say that they are under
Funded and understaffed. You don't
understaffed,
expect
yeah.
these people to do this from their pocket. Even if they are going to do it from their pocket, they are not going to earn enough to cover half of this.
I think this is where I want to be very open to you. I think this is the place where the Nigerian the ASCA as a body will try to kind of sensitize Nigerian community on that regard, because you see, a lot of questions comes in, and now if these people are saying, if Nigerian community here in India are saying that these people are not, what of those people in the
about
other
those-
country?
yeah, that
It's a
is-
crazy situation. You know,
Yes.
to me, I think we should do more better. You understand
Exactly.
me? And the Nigerian government, or whoever that is going to be seeing this podcast, people should apply more, do more better to ensure that we give the best to your citizen out there in the diaspora. All right, I think we're just flowing, and I would like to tell you that I'm much inquisitive to ask a lot of questions to you.
Go ahead
You
with the
understand?
questions.
Because we believe that Nigeria in India are growing. You understand me? Every day people are coming in. There is something I must say, and I have to criticize this past executive where you are the vice president. I would like the ability to unify Nigerians. You understand me? On one of my podcasts I did last time, I think Pastor Emma of the Living Spring Church was my guest. I will talk about tribalism. You understand me? Tribalism is one of the killers of what is causing our. Let me just put it this way: is affecting us in the street, where an Igbo man don't want to have something to do with the other people. Even if you're having something to do with those people, we are very scared to do it. And then that's gonna bring me back to where we talk about snitch, but that's gonna be a question. So I don't want you to touch there for now. So what we're talking about right now is a way forward. How do we manage to unify Nigerian community in India? What are the things we ought to do to bring Nigerian communities in a table or in an auditorium where people will see us and say, wow, these kind of people are existing in this country. Indians need to see the cultures. India needs to see our rich cultural heritage. You understand me? What are you going to tell me? Are you going to tell me that in your administration, this kind of a thing will expose and come into light? I want to know about that.
See, Mr. Blackwood, I think I'm very much underrated in ASCA. By the time people will see what I have done in ASCA, they will really appreciate me as a person.
Okay.
From the Constitution, we changed a lot of things.
But wait. I'm going to bring something.
I'm not going to go to the Constitution proper, but I just want to point out
Okay,
a little bit of
go
it.
ahead.
This time around in the new Constitution, every geopolitical zones in Nigeria are well represented equally.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And I want to start also from the ELECO.
Okay.
You can see that all the 6 geopolitical zones
are
represented.
That is very
and there's one one person from student body.
Okay.
This has never happened before. Secondly, I am the only president who have a complete team. I assembled a complete team, just like I told you before. All of them are graduate and well-to-do in India. The other side has only one president and one vice, and that is it. Sometimes I ask myself, how do you intend to work with only 2 people as executive? Or are you going to work with the people I assembled? Because would they have the trust in you? But let me leave that also.
I'm going to come to that.
The area you talked about tribalism and how we are going to unify Nigerians.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I was campaigning, I thought to myself, in the previous regimes, we have had president from Southeast, vice from Southeast, treasurer from Southeast, financial secretary from Southeast, secretary from Southeast, and all the important positions was taken only from Southeast. Maybe PRO was from the Southwest, but this is not enough to me. This time around, see how I did it. I got a president from Southeast, which is me. The vice president is from the North. The secretary is from the south. The treasurer is from the southwest.
Okay.
And that is how we distributed it. We are making sure that now that every geopolitical zones got at least one important area. And during appointment also, that is how we are going to distribute it.
Okay.
We know we have majority here, and there's also minorities. But we are going to make sure to balance it so that everybody will get something. ASCA is not a regional something. ASCA is a national affair.
Okay.
Therefore, we have to make sure that every region, irrespective of their number, got something and fell among. So I believe I'm the biggest unifier in this country as of now.
All right, I'm gonna, like I told you, I wanted to be taking it bit by bit because there is a place to talk about snitch.
All right.
I want to talk about it. You see, some of snitches are becoming so serious in this country, where some Nigerians have taken it as a business enterprise, where they make their money. You understand? Out of probably they go as far as lying against their fellow Nigerians and working with some dating some police who are corrupt, because in every country there is corruption. You understand me? To snitch against our fellow Nigerians, get them harassed, get them brutalized, and extort money from them. Nigerians are very glamoring. They are very not happy. The people in the streets. And how do you think you can be able to bring that to zero, so that people out there will believe indeed that would be capable? Because they are giving me confidence now. You understand me? If I don't know if I'm going to vote, but if I should vote, I don't know what to say.
You have to vote.
Because no, what I'm trying to say is that I'm just being so concerned with the system going on. You understand me? Looking at it right now, what do you think you can do to help the situation? You see, snitchers are becoming a common thing in this society. And tell me the truth. Do you have a plan for that? And if you have, can you share with the viewers what you think you can do?
First of all, I like to tackle things from the roots. The issue of snitchers developed more during the interim government,
Okay.
where they failed to checkmate so many things that are supposed to be checkmated. A lot of people start going to police station. A lot of people start having contact of those dirty policemen to start using them to work against their own brothers. But in this past administration, the one that is just elapsing, I think I can challenge any government that has come in the past to give us the number of people they deported. We deported 53 snitchers in this government.
Jesus Christ.
And it was costing us a lot to do. Not just money, but sometimes our task force. So many of them were falling victims to the bosses of those snitchers. And we are the number 53. We had 54 and 55 in our custody before we had the issue we had last time. But we are doing our best. This new administration, we are going to continue to clear the street because the pile is too much.
Okay.
At a point, we realize that when you deport one, another 10 will appear.
Okay.
Even ladies. What people don't know is that when you talk about snitchers, they look at men.
Yeah, I think I was, sorry, I'm cutting in. I think I was I was somewhere where they are discussing about some girls who happens to be among those people.
Not only Nigerian girls.
I know those
some African girls also.
Yeah, those girls, I could recall one of them mentioned that she have snitched over 10 Nigerians and put them in jail. And when I interviewed, when I was asking her question like, what's happened? She now said that this is not something that they wanted to do. Those policemen came as a result of, they're going to put you into problem if you cannot be able to work with us. You understand me? So I'm looking at it, like you said, you're going to be tackling this from the grassroots. How do you do this kind of situation where some police will walk up to those girls and say, if you don't, the reason why they are doing it is because there is a force behind them. And if they don't do it, it seems like their life is a problem.
It's not only the force. Our people also need to be sympathetic to each other.
Okay.
When you see your brother or your sister hungry on the street and they are begging you for assistance, you need to do something. You need to. On my own, so many people are on my WhatsApp group and they have seen how I raise funds for these people to remove them from the street. A hungry man can do anything just to eat food.
Okay.
You cannot stay a day without food. And whosoever gives you an offer to get food on your table, to pay your rent, to clothe yourself, of course you are going to accept it just to keep yourself for the meantime. Our people are not sympathetic to each other.
Oh.
And when you see your brother on the street, instead of you helping that person, you take your camera and start recording just to put it on social media. So the rest of the people now ask themselves, how do we survive? And when those police people come with their offer, some are coming with the offer as low as 1,000 rupees. And they will just accept it and do their bidding. And at the end of the day, they put innocent people in jail. They put innocent people in deportation camps. So we have to be sympathetic to ourselves. That is one.
Okay.
Two, the greediness in some of our people is too much. Some people wake up in the morning and they want to become rich overnight. So they will have to do anything possible just to make those money. So we are doing our best. Those we can remove from the street, we are removing them from the street so that they don't fall into the hands of these people. And those who we notice that are doing this for fun, we make sure we give them free ride home.
All right, that's beautiful. Okay, looking at the hot Nigerians community, you guys are hearing from the horse's mouth. I'm not your president, of course. I'm just just a normal person that have the interest of Nigerians at heart. And because Nigerians have supported my cause for over 10 years in this country, I think it is my responsibility to take some of the matters in my head and try to find a lasting solution. And that is why I decided to bring Larry Chiwata, the incoming president, by God grace, if God allow, to make his statements here in the studio. So let's talk about, because when you talk about the situation and desperate, you see a lot of, I have to come in with this, a lot of Nigerian girls are coming into this country, and a lot of, I don't know, but let me not use vulgar word now because we're going to be posting it in the social media. They are doing what we call okpeminiki. You understand me? And that has been a very crazy situation in the country, and that has been giving a bad name to our society and Nigeria as a country. So what do you think you're going to do at this time to enable such situation to reduce?
Well, we are not going to reduce it this time around. We are going to stop it totally.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. The situation we have at hand in the past years, where our young girls, our future mothers, our future wives are deceived to come into India with the promise of giving them a job,
okay,
with the promise of putting them in school,
deceiving them.
I
think I have a podcast here with a girl that said she was deceived to come and help. I don't know if you see the podcast.
Of course.
And then at the end of the day, it happens that this girl was taken away and asked her to start having something to do, going for knocking and all to get money. You understand?
So just the point I'm trying to make is these girls, most of them don't know what they are doing. And we have had the issue of underage girls coming into this town.
Yeah.
And even some of their parents in Nigeria are in support of this.
Are you serious?
So, and we have situation where the mother was even begging for us not to deport the girl back to Nigeria. And but those things are going
Sorry,
to stop.
Which state is that? So because I'm curious.
No, I don't want to mention state here. I don't want to go into trouble with anybody. Okay. But it's online. It's everywhere.
Okay.
Because she made a voice note, not like she called. She made a voice note, and the voice note was forwarded everywhere. And this girl is a very small girl. I've even met one of them, and I asked, "How did you come here?" She told me in confidence that the father and the mother sat down and told her to go, and that this is what she's coming to do. But she needs to do it to make money and bring it home. So many of these girls, they end up paying and they don't earn their own money. Maybe some of them end up in deportation camp and have forgotten those places. So the suffering our people are going through in the hands of these traffickers is too much. And we are going to stop it totally this time around by the special grace of God.
All right, that's beautiful. Let's talk about the main points why I want to talk about the reality here. Let me say something to you. I have made my personal research and I discovered that ASCA as a body is not registered in this country. You understand me? And I have to be very honest. This is a podcast, and I have to be very honest because I don't have any need for me to kind of hide anything from you. You understand? Because if you want to start doing it right,
Let me stop you there. ASCA is a registered organization in Indian government.
Are they paying tax?
That is where I'm going to come.
Okay, because that is exactly what I want to
I want to be honest with you. The last time we checked the status, it is still active, even though we have not done the necessary things that we are supposed to do.
Okay.
But thank God that the name is still active.
Okay.
And is still working for us. So this new administration, we are going to re-register ASCA.
Okay.
We are going to renew the license.
Okay.
We are going to make sure that we take our name to the Indian Home Ministry.
Very good.
But what we have also started is registering ASCA with the Nigerian Diaspora Commission.
That's beautiful.
The last time the president came here, I was able to speak one-on-one with the Nigerian Diaspora Commission chairperson, Abike Dabre.
Okay.
And she have told us the process which we have to follow, and we have started the process.
All right.
What is stopping us from completing the process is we need to know who are the new executives.
Okay.
So that we can add their names, because a lot of things need to be done.
All right.
Which I'm not going to do alone. So we are putting on the new executives so that at least they can manage it for 2 years. The new people that are going to take over from us, inshallah, we will now tell them what to do. Okay. That is why I insisted on putting educated people into the system so that
they won't shy away from
yes.
Okay.
And the job will be easy for me. Because when you have people who are not qualified or people who are
like your faith.
People who are not inclined to do these things, you end up doing it alone. And one person, to be sincere with you, cannot do this alone.
I like your faith. You talk as if you're already the president of ASCA. Yes, of course. Because, see, let's just be very realistic. I don't care who comes in. I don't care who emerge. My priority is to ensure that in my own little way, we'll try to project the good spot of everybody to the society, where people can see the need for them to believe in what this whatever you are saying today is being recorded. It's going to be used against you in the future. You understand me? If you are unable to come up with some of this implementation you're planning, you understand
Good.
me?
See, I'm not scared of implementation.
Very
People
good.
who knows me know my antecedents. I don't bluff. What I can do, I can do. And I know what I can do. And I'm telling you now in this podcast, I know internet does not forget. I know this is going to be there for a very long time. And I'm telling you, we cannot fail because we have a clear plan. When you have a clear plan before going into anything,
Okay.
it's very easy to do. I'm not telling you now that I'm going to bring the whole India or build express for anybody.
Yeah, I understand
But I'm
that.
telling you things that are very, very, very easy and cheap to do. It will not even cost us money. Okay, the process I've started, and I can tell you, it's much more easier than we thought in the beginning. And this is a process that I've started already. Just, we need to finalize it. And we need our people to just have faith.
Okay.
It's not going to solve all our problems. It's not going to make all our problems disappear. And we are also trying to, why we want to re-register ASCA is, there are some things other nationalities here in India, understanding the documentation situation of some of our people. And we are not only the nation that has this problem peculiarly to us, but the difference is that they themselves have something, an alignment with the Indian government. Where some of them are issued some permits to do one or two. If we can get this, it's going to help our people, at least to remove most of our people from the street. At least let them get the permit to do a legal job so that they will not go into crime. That is what we need to do. So we are doing all these things, not for ourselves. The way ASCA is being run before, it's run like something of, few people. But when I came into the system, I realized that why some of these people don't care for us to go that far is because they are scared to go into some offices and being asked some questions. English no easy. And some of them we don't want to waste their time. They see it as a waste of time
Yeah.
going into big offices, asking for you to wait or booking an appointment and things like that. And some of them don't have the necessary document that they fear. Maybe if I go to this place now, I may not come out again. Or from there, I will reach Nigeria.
Okay.
But this time around, we need people who are eager. At least yesterday, I had a brief meeting with some of the contestants that I convinced.
Okay.
And the way they are sounding, I felt like I'm the dumbest person there because they are bringing in ideas that I'm even checking whether I can even be able to cope. Okay. And this is what I have dreamt of. Let us have people with brain. We need to have people who can do this. I want to sit back and watch them do it.
All right. That's very interesting. I think that brings me back to the side that has to do with the ability for, like you made a mention of, if that the other of your opponent has only 2 president and vice, how do we work with these people if we win? I think, like your constitution say, is a general thing, is a free thing. I'm not saying that you're losing this election, but I'm trying to correct an impression that even if he win as a president, there is still room, because what you made me understand now is that you have overcapable hand in your side, the people that you have assembled to come and work with, to people that have picked form to work with you. That is to say, if the peradventure he win, it means that he can be able to work with these people because these people have a goal.
No, let me tell you.
Okay.
In America, there's Democrats and there's Republicans.
Yes.
Okay. Both parties does not have the same ideology.
Okay.
It's not about winning election.
Okay.
It's about having ideology with the people who are going to work with you. For example, now you are wearing suit, I'm wearing native.
Yeah.
If I'm not a suit person and you are telling me to come to this interview with a suit, I will not be comfortable.
Exactly.
And that is where our ideology start differing.
Oh, I get the point.
Some people, when you don't give them the room to express themselves, like maybe in the past, when you give some suggestions, some people will play it down. Even some people will rub it on your face as if this guy, they do oversabi. You understand? Because to them, you are oversabi person. And when you start feeling like your ideology is not matching with the other person's ideology, it becomes a problem. That is why we need to put a square peg in a square.
There's something I want to bring out in here. I read on this platform because see, I'm a critic person. I listen to everybody's opinions and then I try to be very fair in my system. There is this guy this guy responds to almost everybody in your platform to defend you. His name is he's from Idemiri. His name is he's from Idemiri. That is former secretary of Idemiri. You understand me? Former secretary, because I know him to be the former secretary of Idemiri people, ambassador. Okay. He defends almost everybody. Is it that he's a virus to the people that is supporting you? Because I want to know that. Because I noticed that no single statement in any platform. I have a platform, people, I watch people, I listen to people make a view. I have more than 200 requests on my platform, which I don't want to accept all of them. Reason based on to me. I don't like that fight on the social media. So I want to know, is it a virus you deposit on those of your content, your supporters, that they are ready to die for you? Is there anything they know different that we don't know that is making them to do all those things?
All right. As I was saying, I've never asked people to campaign for me. But the overwhelming support we got during this campaign has been a natural love from people who knows my antecedent, people who have seen what I have done, people who started defending my person when I was attacked. You know, when I was raising fund for someone from Edo, I was a good person. Nobody has ever called me to say thank you. Mm-hmm. When I was raising fund from someone from Enugu, I was not a bad person. When I was raising fund for someone from Imo State, I was not a bad person. I have done this for so many people, except from my own state. But when
And all these things are recorded in this social
they
media.
are all recorded and they are in my platform.
Okay.
But when I want to contest for president, they start bringing up propagandas, and people who know what I have done started defending. You understand? And there's difference between trying to make a point and trying to criticize people unnecessarily.
Okay.
And people who are, you call like, when you use the word virus, are only telling them the reality.
Okay.
It's not like I've made it obvious that none of my supporters should insult anybody.
Okay.
And you can see it has been a very clean campaign from my own side. The only people insulting and criticizing are the other side. But it has been their way. So I understand this. It doesn't take away anything from me. I don't even bother responding to any of these things I hear on social media.
Okay.
I believe Nigerians have their senses. They will always take the right decisions. It happened last election, and it's going to happen this time around. People who knows me know what I stand for.
I want to come in somewhere because of what you just said. Because of you talk about raising funds for many states and then you have not raised for your own state. But I want to bring you back to what happened. A situation that happened to one other Enugu during your last regime. And Enugu happens to be the woman leader from the Chandravia. I think the second or the first woman leader.
The first woman leader.
From the Chandravia. And may her soul rest in perfect peace. I want to talk about the fact that Ainsca as a body quietly keep mute as per the situation of that young woman. Her life was taken away from her. Whatever the case may be, we don't know except her. Wherever she is, may her soul rest in peace. But then I want to talk about what do you have to say? Is there any way to resume that case and bring justice for that woman?
All right. See, it's not right to discuss matters that are under investigation.
Okay.
Because you might be tampering on evidence.
Okay.
Or you might be
giving some
information that may be wrong or right information that might jeopardize the matter.
But I just asked you a question directly. I don't want you to give me details.
We the Ainscans, we are giving our full support. She's one of us. In fact, she's one of our biggest campaigner in the last election.
Okay.
So, but this matter has been handed over to some people who, from the beginning, wanted to handle it on their own. And as Ainscans, we don't force anybody to do anything. We allow you to do your own thing. But when it becomes above your limit, then we are going to come and take over. For now, those who are handling it have not approached us to discuss anything with us. When they approach us, then we will know where they have stopped, and we take it off from there. But for now, we are keeping mute in order not to interfere with the investigation of the police. So the police are doing their thing, and we are monitoring them to make sure that she gets the justice she deserves.
All right. I quickly want to ask this question because I asked it to your opponent when he was in the studio, when he came to the studio, and I wanted to confirm from you on end, if today you lose the election, and listen, pay attention to me. If today you lose this election, and he said to you, since you have idea, let's work together and fix Nigerian community, will you accept such kind of offer from him?
Well, there's no lose in my dictionary.
Okay.
That is it. But Ainsca is not a do-or-die affair.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe whosoever that is coming out to campaign to be the president of Ainsca must have his own ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
I have my own ideas, and I believe they have their own ideas. So whatever their idea is, I believe they can handle it on their own. I have been on the background for the past many years that I've been in India helping people on my own way. And being an Ainsca or not will never stop me from doing my own thing, helping people with my own.
So what you are
resources.
saying specifically is that you will definitely work with anybody to ensure that Nigerian community.
I'm not going to work with anybody.
Okay.
I'm going to work with somebody who wants me to help.
The question is very direct. It's very straight. If you lose, will you work with him So because I don't know.
I told you, I don't have lose in my dictionary.
Okay, paraventure. Okay, this is crazy. I'm having a different answer from you. Just like him, he said he's gonna work with you in paraventure. So I don't know. And that podcast will be coming out very soon, and as well this podcast. So I just want to appreciate the fact that you're in this studio and we're talking about this like brothers. Okay, before I will let you go, because we'll have more little time to finalize this podcast, I just want to talk about something very important. Okay. At this point, I want you to kind of talk to Nigerians. This is your camera.
Okay.
So look and tell Nigerians, I'm going to give you just a few minutes to express yourself, convert for your voting. Let's hear convince people to kind of patronize you and subscribe to your channel as regards to this voting.
All right, fellow Nigerians, as regard to the upcoming election of Ainsca, you all know me, and I have been there before. I believe that the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. What I'm going to assure all Nigerians watching us, wherever you are watching us from, is that we are going to do all our best to alleviate the suffering of our people on the street. We have done this, and we are still doing it. I promise you guys, I will not fail you. I will do my best to make sure that we restore sanity, we restore peace, we restore dignity of all Nigerians living in Delhi after this election. Thank you.
All right. You just heard from the horse's mouth. I'm not your president. I'm not contesting. I'm just blogger exclusive. Of course, you know, BGX podcast, always trying to kind of encourage people. And this is the best and ever podcast you ever come in and see what we are doing. We are quite doing a different thing. We have our team trying as much as possible to be part of the team. If you want to just come here and say anything and talk about entertainment, Nigerian culture, and all, anything that you feel like you want to talk about, I would like you to kind of don't hesitate, slide to my DM, and let's do that in the studio. And as well, you just heard from him, Mr. Larry Chibata, contesting for the post of the President of Ainsca. And of course, you know that he is here. I'm not supporting anybody. Even if I'm going to support, I won't tell you guys. I have it on my head. So, but then I will appreciate you guys to kind of look at him, and if possible, vote him in. And then if you believe that he's going to give you what you just heard from him and believe what he said. Now, before I let you go, I want to talk generally. What are the things you think you can do differently to promote the business of Nigerian community here in India, and as well as engaging Nigerians and India to have a very good, legitimate business that we can take to Africa? Because I know a lot of Indian companies are rooting for Nigerians to kind of invest in Nigerian business, even though the economy is a little bit in a very bad situation. I believe that with time, we're just looking at the president, His Excellency Tinubu, and we're looking at seeing the possibility of him making a lot of good policy that will bring a change in our economy. So, do you have anything to say about engaging Nigerians who are willing to engage in positivity and making a good business done to Nigeria from India?
All right. Like I said before, I'm quite very underrated in this India. You can verify. I'm the first Nigerian person to write a magazine in this country. That was many years ago, and I launched it. I think maybe you were aware or not. Okay. That magazine was titled "The Good People of Africa in India," where I advertised all the business of Nigerians living in India, including the hair business the late Kashmir was doing. So many businesses Nigeria owns was on that magazine. I wish I can still lay my hand on one of the copies. Maybe I will give it to you to see by yourself.
All right.
And I've been a very big promoter of Nigerian culture, Nigerian businesses, both here in India and those who wish to export. Nigeria and India has a bilateral relationship in business, but it's unfortunate that those in the street are not benefiting from it. Okay. Because most of them are not even aware of how to do it. Most of them are misled. Maybe when bringing things, they don't know the right channels to follow, and they end up getting seized. And this scares so many of them. Sometimes their businesses are delayed, and some of those things they are importing got spoiled before they even reach their hands. So we are trying now, we are going to make it a kind of a collaboration between the Nigerian embassy and the ASCANs, so that people will be educated, people will be connected to the right channels. It's not just about importing something, but which company do I use? What are the things I should bring in? You can bring in 10 different things and one of them is contraband. It can get the whole of 9.
And your money is
or
gone.
your money is gone. There are people in this country who want to do business, who want to do legit things, but they don't have the knowledge. Now we have to bring in the trust the people have in us, bring it together with the Nigerian High Commission. They are ready. So many Indians are going to Nigeria every day to do business, and they need partners. So many Nigerians are sending money here
to buy some products, Indian products,
and be shipped there.
Okay.
Even some of them have been in the embassy, where some of them we send money, and maybe the Indian partner here will not do their own part.
Okay.
Or sometimes they end up being duped. While we have so many Nigerians in the street who can still do the same thing they are doing.
Because they are present, they can go to
they can go to the
verify everything.
Verify everything.
Okay, that's good.
But I have been in that situation where people complain these kind of things to me. And I wonder, why can't we have this connection so that people can use it? Any business is a good business.
Exactly.
And we can do it, I believe. This is why I want us to move ASCA from the place where they kept it
to another
level.
All right, that's beautiful. I think Larry Chibota, we're having a time with you today, is a very beautiful one. And Larry Chibota is contesting for the president of ASCA. And of course, what we're trying to do is to get information on what he has in his agenda, or whatever agenda he has in his agendum, so a kind of fix a Nigerian community living in India, and as well as promote a goodwill. And of course, he has been a good ambassador to our Nigerian community. I can equally say he's an ambassador of peace, because he have a good, clean record that has to do with that. And then I just want you to understand that we are in the studio, and this is Blago exclusive BGX podcast. And of course, we want to appreciate you for coming to the studio today, and as well pray that, let's see, after 29 of this month, if you emerge as the president, I'm always there to give my own quota to serve Nigerian community, as long as media and every other part is concerned. And as well, I just want to please remind us that we are just ending this podcast, and by the special grace of God, if there is need, lastly, before I leave, because I asked this question to your opponent, I asked him, if it happens that you needed a challenge on this podcast one-on-one with me, and he is sitting beside you, let's have a banter on this on what you guys have in common, and how you can be able to do. Will you be able to accept if this challenge today, he challenge you and say, oh yeah, let's go and do this?
I'm born ready.
You're always ready. Okay, yes. You can see, Kelechi, if you're hearing this, you are watching this podcast, Larry Chibota say he's ready to challenge you in any kind of discussion as per the the growth and the leadership of ASCA here in New Delhi, India. And as well, I want to appreciate the Nigerian High Commission, because they have tried a lot. They have done a lot of job, even in the center of all crises, when the issue of constitution is on the high wave, and they try as much as possible to accommodate the situation, as well, put a peace on that regard. And also the constitutional review, kudos to you guys for your job well done. And as well, I just want to encourage the ELECO. I have been there, I know the situation. This time around, it's not as hit as when I was there. It was the hardest one, and I pulled over, and it was a success. So please, and I equally want to beg them, we set a pace doing the thing of streaming. Please, if possible, they should still stream this election.
Of course.
And if they need any of our assistance, at least you guys should patronize me on that part. This is my job. You guys should call us my team to come out there and stream it for Nigerian communities. It's very important. And as well as every other people that is there. So I really want to appreciate you. And my cameramen, the media teams, the people behind the scene that came with you, you as my guest, I really want to appreciate you for having my time at the studio today. And this is BGS Podcast, and of course, it's Boss the Code. And lastly, I want to appreciate you all. Thank you so much. And remember, my name is Blago Exclusive. and the CEO of Black Exclusive Foundation. And here we come to the end of this podcast. Thank you so much for having you.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much.
Buzz the code on the BGX podcast. We bring the street and the lifestyle on TV.